Today we're going to show how simple it is to assemble an inline topwater lure using the new TX10 propeller. All right, I'm going to quickly go over all the parts that you're going to need to assemble this. We'll start off with the wire. This is a 6-inch long wire with a 0.04 inch diameter. This one came with a loop already in the front. If you don't have this, go ahead and add the loop to it. Next, we have a number 5 hook. Additionally, we have a black TX10 propeller. We're going to add 2 aluminum rivets. We have a 1/2 inch shrink wrap, 8mm steel bead, and a 5mm steel bead. Finally, we're going to be adding a hula grub to this. Okay, we're going to start assembling the lure. The first thing that you're going to want to add to the wire is the 8mm steel bead, followed by one of the rivets. We want to make sure that the flat end of the rivet is facing down. And then we're going to add the propeller next. So we want to, it's going to go onto that rivet. Finally, we're going to add the second rivet facing the opposite direction so that it slides into the propeller. We should have a seamless connection just like this. And then finally, we're going to add a steel 5mm bead. And we're going to place the shrink wrap over all of that. Next, we're going to put the R-bend into the wire. You're going to place it into your bending machine. You want to have a space between where this part of the bend is and the backside 5mm bead to be 12 centimeters. So we're going to line that up. Once you get that correct, you're going to go ahead and put the R-bend in, head the wire, and then we create the R-bend. Okay, after that, we're going to finish the bend. We're going to add it back into the machine facing the other direction, and you're going to push until you bend this part. And then you should have a bend that looks just like this. Next, we're going to clip the excess off of the wire. You want to leave about a 1/2 inch. So we're going to do that now. And then after that, we're going to add the number 5 hook. And it just loops on. Next, we're going to secure the hook by wrapping the wire. You're going to place it into the machine here. Place this down. Make sure the hook clears the rotation. We're going to press in as we rotate. You want to rotate rather quickly, and you'll get a better wrap that way. And you wait for a little click, and then you know it's done. And it should look like this. Next, we want to line it up so the shrink wrap is covering about half of the loop, and the 5mm steel bead is outside of the shrink wrap. We're going to apply heat to it and get it to shrink down without the parts moving. Be careful because the metal is going to be hot. But you're going to want to lift it up and from the top push it down a little bit so that bead sinks in. Next, we're going to check to make sure that we have enough space by checking to see if the propeller will freely spin. So we're all good here. You can add the trailer of your choice. Today we're going to be adding hulu, grub, and shad. And to do that, we're going to bury the beginning of the hook. You want to make sure the fins are perpendicular. And we're going to bury it in about that much. And pull forward, go through. We're going to wrap this around. As we get to the end, we're going to twist. And then we're going to put the back part of the hook into the back of the grub. And it should look like this. Okay, so this should be your finished product here. You want to double check to make sure the spins freely. And that is the TX10.